awesome kissers? It's CistReactZ, guys. Today we're reacting to 1 billion bears versus every FNAF animatronic. So if you guys hit that like button, subscribe to yeah, and comment down below. All right, let's get into this. Let's see how they would fare against 1 billion bears.
So originally this video was going to be 1 billion lions versus every FNAF animatronic. But after some thinking, having this video be about bears is significantly more fitting, isn't it? Now, is this video a stupid idea? Yes. Alright, so about a week or two ago, I put out a poll on Twitter asking who would win. 1 billion lions, or every single FNAF animatronic from the entire series at the peak of their power level. Pretty much what I mean
Peak of their
by
power level?
This isn't your standalone Freddy Fazbear. This is Freddy Fazbear with the spirit haunting it. Also, I use this wording as an excuse for some stuff later, so put a pin in this. Anyway, after like 2 days of the poll being up, the people had voted that every FNAF animatronic would beat 1 billion lions. Even though I asked about lions and not bears, I'm assuming the outcome would have been identical, regardless of what big mammal with sharp teeth I chose. Oh, and even though the title of this video and my original Twitter poll say every FNAF
I mean, like, if you think about it, like, if the lions or bears or whatever in this case would destroy the animatronic suits, they reveal the spirits like William Afton did. So maybe like 500 million lions would get a heart attack and like the rest of them would run away seeing spirits that they can't even touch or kill.
Animatronic.
So I mean, yeah,
what
they
I really
would.
mean is every FNAF monster,
or maybe the kids will back them all into each of their individual Springlock suits.
Stuff from FNAF World in the books as well. Characters in the series that aren't actually real or are questionably real, such as the Nightmares, also count. No human characters though. I doubt Michael.
Well, yeah,
Afton
no
can take on
human
1 billion
characters,
lions
of course.
anyway, so it's not even worth thinking about. But I mean, if you want to argue,
well, you said Michael Afton. Michael Afton, he could definitely take on 1 billion lions because he can't die.
Why Michael Afton could beat 1 billion lions in the comments, be my guest. If you want to know my
But he's not
stance on this
indestructible,
matter,
though.
I think the Bears are 100% not winning, which I know might sound crazy since 1 billion is an extremely large amount of
rip
bears,
off his arm.
but there's actually so many things going against them that I highly doubt they have a chance. Even though I'm pretty confident that the amount of bears here doesn't matter in regards to who wins or loses this battle, I should still probably try to convey to you how big 1 billion really is. I feel like that's something we always forget. Here's a video of some guy putting coins on the ground. What he's trying to show off here is how many coins, dimes to be specific, it would take in a row to go from 1 dime to the 1 billionth dime. So here's the first dime, and then for reference, here's what the 1 millionth dime would be, just to walk away from the first dime. You got that? Okay.
Probably.
Here's where the 1 billionth dime would be.
My God. Dude, where the hell do these people live, bro? They live out in the wild. They live in Red Dead Redemption. They got tunnels down there? I mean, messed up if I'm going outside at night during that. Get attacked by some lions.
So yeah,
1
there's
billion
a pretty
diamonds
big difference
later.
here. Now,
Wow.
dimes are relatively small. What we're dealing with is 1 billion male grizzly bears. Oh yeah, I should probably mention that in this hypothetical situation, every bear is male and they're all grizzly bears. Listen, if we included female bears, that's a whole different can of worms, since we have to talk about breeding and the differences in height and weight. So to make it simple, every bear is a male grizzly. For reference, there's said to be around 60,000 grizzly bears in North America, which is the habitat for this particular species of bear. For this hypothetical, let's say that every single one of these grizzly bears currently on planet Earth is male, and every single one is the average length of 86 inches or around 7 feet.
These numbers are making me very tired.
These bears and line them
my
up
brain
in a
is
row,
small.
that line of bears would be 420,000 feet, or 128,016 meters in length. Now take all 1 billion bears from our original hypothetical and do the same thing, and we're left with 7 billion feet of bears, or 200,133,600,000 meters in length. So that's a lot of bears.
Yeah.
Now, because of the amount of bears we're dealing with, I don't think Earth is the most fitting battleground for this fight. So for this situation,
we're going to Namek?
We'll pretend that every FNAF animatronic and all 1 billion bears are transported to a completely flat world with everything the bears need to survive and enough space so everyone isn't crammed next to each other. The animatronics can get like, I don't know, a bucket of remnant and some spare endoskeletons.
A bucket
now,
of remnant is crazy.
Looking up of bears, the most vicious animals. Since in this situation,
voice just
it
cracked.
doesn't really matter if they're in reality the most peaceful creatures on Earth. because they are pissed, and they want the animatronics dead. And they have the tools to do that. Bears' claws are around 5 to 6 inches long. And apparently, if a grizzly bear hits you with their claw, it's probably going to do more damage than if they were to bite down on you. So yeah, these bears are ready to box. You guys all understand what we're dealing with? Great. Now enough hyping up the bears, because there's a 0% chance they're winning any of this. In Security Breach during an elevator ride, it's revealed that bears are completely extinct in the FNAF universe.
Yeah, after their long battle.
Like pizza sauce more than honey. It's true. Before their extinction, bears were known to attack pizza delivery trucks more than any other food service vehicles.
Oh.
This has been another fun Faz fact.
Those evil fuckers got the bears addicted to pizza! I hate to break it to everyone at home, but the fate of these 1 billion bears is already sealed. And I'm here to explain why they don't have a chance. Okay, so as you probably already thought, a majority of FNAF's cast isn't going to be able to do anything. Like, a surprising amount of the potential fighters on the battlefield here
Potential fighters, it's just hilarious
Like,
hearing
I'm
those
sorry,
words.
Helpy, you're not doing anything. You're actually just not doing anything.
No, what do you mean?
Even
Helpy
if
can,
some
like,
of these
step on their
animatronics
feet.
could potentially take on a single bear in an enclosed environment.
Or step on
There's
their
no way in hell
paws.
any of them are taking on a couple million bears. However, even though a majority of our available cast is complete garbage in this fight, there are a handful of characters here that have a genuine shot at beating 1 billion grizzly bears, all by themselves even. I'm gonna go down a list of a couple of the best candidates we have here and give my opinion on if they'd be useful in this battle. A couple of them I came up with, and the rest are just ones
Balloon Boy
people brought
dies
up on
first.
Twitter. Let's get into this and see who's gonna beat up some bears. According to this wiki page, DJ Music Man is about 2 stories tall, which could be real, or I could be getting gaslit. But for the sake of the video, let's run with it.
What the heck?
The average story is about 14 feet tall, so if we double that, DJ Music Man is 28 feet tall. As we can see in Security Breach, DJ Music Man is able to move around like a giant spider, using his huge hands to stomp everything around it. Originally, I was pretty team DJ Music Man wouldn't be that good, but that was because I forgot this thing could move around like that for some reason. With that knowledge,
how do you forget that?
I definitely think DJ Music Man has a fair shot, but probably couldn't take out all 1 billion on his own. Height and size-wise, he obviously has the advantage, and I doubt the bears are gonna start stacking on top of each other and walking around like that, but just due to the sheer amount of bears on the battlefield, I think eventually DJ Music Man
Let's just be honest.
will get so torn up from all the bears around it,
Bears ain't
that
gonna back
it'll
down
probably
that
just stop
easily.
working. His legs don't look the strongest, especially compared to the rest of his huge body. So once those things are broken, he just kind of becomes a huge blob on the field that can't do anything. DJ Music Man definitely holds his own better than I thought, but he's far from the best fighter we have available. I'm counting these two in the same section because I'm pretty sure in the current FNAF canon, they're trying to retcon these characters into one character, although I'm not 100% sure on that. Regardless, they share the exact same purpose either way, so it's fitting to have them both here. Nightmare and Nightmare On.
Wait, are they really trying to retcon them though? Jesus, man, Security Breach really messed up the story. Anyway, let's get back into this because this is a whole nother can of worms I'm talking about.
Are supposed to be symbolic of death, which I'm not exactly sure what that entails, but if a kid in a bedroom can stop them with a flashlight or closing a door in their face, then I'm not exactly sure how strong they really are. I think that
have you seen those claws on them though?
These characters are physical or not. If they can be touched and therefore destroyed, I think 1 billion bears dogpiling them is a pretty clear victory. However, if their form is not physical and instead something else, then I think these guys have a pretty decent shot.
Yeah,
sure, it'd probably
they
take
can't
a
be
very
physical
long
if they're
time to
inside a
take out
kid's
all the
head.
bears, but with Nightmare's massive claws and teeth, and Nightmare On's tentacles, they probably have enough strength to eventually take
don't forget
them all out. I think the best
stomach
thing we have to
teeth.
these characters not having any sort of physical, touchable form is the fact that Nightmare is completely transparent, minus the endoskeleton and a couple other things. This is a pretty strong tell that they aren't actually physical, and could probably kill 1 billion bears over a very, very long amount of time.
Or just make them give up,
the other
too.
Nightmares and where I think they
Because
stand,
they know they
while
can't
they would
touch 'em.
probably be able to do some serious damage to the bears, they have a very apparent physical form and would probably just die because of the sheer amount of bears after enough time and damage. Note that when I talk about the Nightmares, I'm not including Plush Trap, who would probably just die the instant they touch the battlefield. This is what I like to call the boring pop-out section where we take information from the games
and
way too
disrespected.
literally and use it to make a case as to why certain characters could completely wipe out the bear population in an instant. What I'm referring to are characters such as Shadow Bonnie and FNAF 1 Golden Freddy, who both kind of just crash the game upon entering the player's office. In the games, the only way to get rid of these guys is by doing things like pulling up the monitor, and I think it's pretty safe to say that bears aren't just carrying around security camera monitors with them at all times. If one, by chance, does have a monitor to pull up, then these guys are completely useless. But since it's safe to say they probably don't, if we're taking the game logic as literally as possible, then these guys just being on the battlefield would completely kill everything there. Which, come to think of it, would probably.
I mean, if we're using game logic, though, isn't it just a line of sight thing then? Like, if you're looking at Golden Freddy, he's about to murder you, but if you put something in front of your face or just look away, he can't. And Shadow Bonner.
Other animatronics. So technically, maybe these characters would just create a draw, but either way, something is gonna happen. Even if we don't take the logic from the games as literally as we are right now, both of these characters are ghosts, or spirits, or whatever, which means they will eventually win by default. But we'll get to that later.
Win by default.
These characters are absolute
they're already
sleeper
dead.
picks
Jesus.
that I didn't see anybody mention, and I'm both surprised and not shocked at all by that. Starting with Dee Dee, in UCN, she has the ability to summon other characters out of thin air, which is pretty goddamn good, and in theory could keep a steady flow of animatronics coming at all times. However, due to the fact
So
she has a
Dee Dee's like
physical
the
body
captain?
and could probably get swatted away like a fly by a bear, she probably won't be on the field for very long. However, XOR, or Shadow Dee Dee, more than likely doesn't have
Shadow
a
Dee
physical
Dee.
form, and can spawn
Oh.
multiple animatronics
Forgot
at
about
once
that.
from her pool of selectable characters. Included in this pool is Shadow Bonnie, which, as we already established, could potentially be one of the best fighters on the list. So the fact she can just spawn more is already a major win. Also included in this pool of characters is the mini-arenas, which means that if Shadow Dee Dee were to spawn an infinite amount of mini-arenas, they could all just climb inside the bears and kill them from the inside. She has a couple other things on her
terrifying
roster,
to
such
think
as Plush
about.
Trap, but those are the two most
Why
important
does it keep
ones,
on
in my
getting
opinion.
blown up?
I think with the characters I've talked about alone, the bears stand no chance. But there's even more, so let's get through them. Alright, now we're getting into book territory.
Oh, no.
Full disclosure, I haven't read any of the
Agony.
Fazbear Frights books, so all my information's coming from wiki pages or like doco videos. So if something's wrong, don't blame me.
Doco
Or do
videos?
blame me. I
Why
actually
don't
don't
you use
care.
game
Anyway,
theory?
one of the
He talks
characters
about the
that got
books all the
brought up
time.
most has to be the
Oh, no.
giant Afton trash monster, or as it's actually called, the Agony. Now, most people probably only know about this thing thanks to watching a Matt Pack game theory video and calling it a day. And you know what? That was the case for me as well until this video. Every time I heard about this thing, I for some reason assumed it was like Godzilla size, which would have been an easy victory if that was the case, but according to the books, the giant Afton trash monster that everyone and their mother brought up is only 15 feet tall. That is shorter than the average male giraffe. This thing is not doing shit. I'm sure it has some super awesome and epic
Okay, then.
powers that might give it an upper edge for a little while, but at the end of the day, it's kind of just a
Smaller than
tall
giraffe is
rabbit made
crazy.
of literal garbage. And
Like,
probably doesn't.
bro, with how Matt Pat was talking about it, I thought it was like Godzilla size too, or at least like near to that. Like, I don't know, taller than like most of the huge skyscrapers in New York type of deal. That's what I thought.
Stand a chance against like 30 million bears piling on top of it and making a bear stack. But even though this character from the books doesn't even stand a chance, ironically, a much smaller character from the books can probably do the job. So like, do you guys remember going to Toys R Us and seeing sea monkeys on the shelves? For some reason, I have vivid
Did I say
memories of
sea
going there and
bodies?
always seeing the sea monkeys and always being interested in them, but I never ended up getting any as a kid. For those who are not blessed with this knowledge, sea monkeys are these little sea creatures, and I mean little. They come in like ramen noodle seasoning packets, and you put them in these weird little tanks. All they do is float around and die within 48 hours. Okay, that was a joke, but apparently these things can live for around 2 years, which is more than my pet hamster lived when I was a kid.
Wow.
So I'm feeling a bit ripped off right now, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway,
The
in one of
trauma.
the Fazbear Frights books, there's a story about these Fazbear-made sea monkeys that are actually sea bonnies. Essentially, they're just sea monkeys, but they kind of look like Bonnie. In the story, if someone consumes a sea bonnie, they are slowly taken over by them as they multiply inside the body that ate them. They completely take
Oh.
over said body, and even start to become the skin itself. As in the book, when someone who is far into the stages of being taken over starts scratching at their skin, it falls off, and is just revealed to be clumps of sea bonnies. So, if the animatronics were somehow able to get a bunch of sea bonnies—
Yo, I think we broke Scott. I'm pretty sure Scott makes the ideas for every book. If he doesn't, if he doesn't, this joke is discarded. But I think we broke Scott. Like all the FNAF games we asked for, it broke him. Oh man,
and
that's
the water
crazy.
supplies across the world, They would
How does
win
he
by
think about
default
that?
after a few days when the skin
He
of
has
the
to be
bears
broken.
completely turns into sea bunnies. The idea of these little creatures
What?
is when the skin of the bears completely
Oh.
turns into sea bunnies. The idea of these little creatures is horrifying and is just another reason not to read the books, I think. And I don't think I'll be purchasing any sea monkeys from Toys R Us anytime soon.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough book characters, but that
gotta
doesn't
read
mean
the
we
books,
don't have
though.
more
That-
dumb
that
shit
sounds
in store
interesting.
still. Hey. So remember when I said my wording on the original tweet was going to be exploited for something later? Have you ever cheated in FNAF World before? Okay, so on their own, the cast of FNAF World is already way above average compared to most of the regular animatronics.
I think I did cheat
They
before.
have actual attacks that would do serious damage, and most of them don't involve having to get up close and personal with the bears. These advantages alone make them really good, but they would still die eventually under normal circumstances. However, when I said everyone was at their peak, I meant it. FNAF World, like many RPGs, has a level up system where the more experience points a character has, the more levels they gain. In FNAF World, it's pretty rare to see a character go above like level 100. But if you open up the game's save file text document, you can completely max out the levels of every single character far beyond the intended amount. For some reason,
Wow.
Scott didn't code in a max level cap for the characters, so they can just go into the billions of levels, which makes all their attacks pretty much insta-death blows. On top of that, their health goes way up as well, giving the bears very little advantages over this group, besides the raw number of them. However, even though this clearly OP strat seems ridiculous,
Oh my
I assure you
gosh.
there's an even more OP character on the
I don't think I've ever cheated that hard in FNAF World. Hang on.
clearly OP
Yo. Yo. Do y'all see how many 9s are up there, man? Yo.
strat seems
How many 9s are
Ridiculous.
up there? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 9s up there. Like, what the heck? There's probably 10. It looks cut off by the screen.
I assure you, there's an even more OP
I did not know
character on
Scott
the FNAF
never
World
made a-
roster that makes the playable
I
character
did not know he never made a level cap for this game. Bro, people could have been cheating their whole Let's Plays off and just had them on level 1 billion. That's crazy.
characters look like nothing.
I probably did
Ladies, gentlemen, theys, and gays,
Oh
may I
my
present to you
gosh.
FNAF's strongest
I
warrior.
hate this rainbow. I hate this rainbow so much. This rainbow was so annoying, man. Like, this rainbow had to make like a Dark Souls Cuphead style level. Oh my gosh, that was so annoying. I don't even think I ever finished the rainbow levels ever. I don't know if I did.
Chica's Magic Rainbow. I mean, this one isn't even fair. For starters, this thing is literally a rainbow, so good luck to any of the bears trying to attack it while it's way up in the sky. That alone already makes it a surefire victory once all the bears die of hunger or old age. However,
Die of hunger and
Magic
old
Rainbow
age.
doesn't even need to stall them out, because she has arguably the strongest attacks out of any FNAF character ever. She can shoot deadly laser beams out of the sky,
Forgot about that.
and even charge up a massive rainbow beam attack that is pretty much guaranteed to kill literally
my
every single
gosh.
bear in one blow. However,
Look at all those
we don't really
9s.
need her. We don't actually need any of the characters I've brought up today. There's something I've been hiding from you all that makes this victory
If you say Balloon Boy,
100%,
if you say
even without
Balloon
these
Boy,
super OP characters.
if you
all
say
we need
Balloon
are
Boy.
the Phantom animatronics and anything else that's like a ghost or whatever.
Wait,
Since these
what?
guys
The
are,
Phantoms
well,
don't kill you, though.
Phantoms, the bears won't be able to do anything to them. So yeah, they would technically just win by default after a long enough period of time. However, there's something in particular that would speed up their victory. Once all the bears run out of food, or simply can't find any more, they're gonna start to turn on each other. So, this is the part of the video where I tell you all that bears are cannibals.
Holy
That's
shit!
right, bears will just...
I gotta watch more. Oh yeah, for that one, or oh yeah for that one. That was a good delivery on that one. I didn't even know they were. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know
just
that.
eat each other for food. So after enough time has passed, the bears will just start to attack each other for food, and the animatronics will win. And that is why every FNAF animatronic would win against 1 billion.
I mean, now that I think about it, yeah. I mean, if a phantom gets in their face and like 2 bears are trying to get that phantom, like, you know, they'll have their vision distorted and just hit each other after the phantom disappears. And yeah, okay, I'm not making any sense, but think about a phantom being in between 2 bears, right? And the phantom, or how about 2 phantoms, so they can each get the jump scare, and like the phantoms jump scare you and cloud your vision, and now both the bears can't see what they're swiping at, so they just kill each other. and that's like before they even think about eating each other. So yeah,
Bears.
that's
If
how the
you wanna
fandoms
argue
sow
any
the
of my
seeds of
points in the
manipulation.
comments, feel free to. But I'm pretty confident there's no way the Bears win this with some of the major advantages the FNAF side has. Anyway, that's all from me this year. But I'll be back mid-January with Season 2. And yes, that
Oh,
actually
God.
means something. There's gonna be a slight difference. So for now, have a happy new year, and thanks for making this year one I will never forget. I've been yeah,
is
and I'll see
crazy.
you all next time.
That is oops.
Okay.
I had a whole new video. That is a crazy thought though. Like, oh yeah, I actually put time and effort into thinking about how these bears would fare against these animatronics. I gotta give oh yeah credit for that. If he makes, or if they make more videos like this, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll definitely check them out. This was very interesting to hear. I'll see you guys later.